Alright, students, let's look at this question here, which is on the application of inequalities. I believe this is Sec 2 E-Math. Let's see how we can do this proficiently. So, you are given there are 35 students in the class. Each boy is given 2 apples. Then after which one orange, and which each girl is given 2 oranges and 1 apple. If less than 60 apples were distributed, find the minimum number of oranges that were distributed. Okay, now you realize that there are a lot of moving parts here. I'm not sure whether you can see that there's a boy, and there's a girl, which is an unknown. After which you have the number of oranges and also the number of apples, obviously, right? So in doing this kind of question, what you need to do is you try and minimize as less unknowns as you could possibly have. So typically what I will say is okay, let's say let number of boys be x. Okay, now you obviously could let girls be y, but then after which this would just be it will be quite redundant because now you're introducing another unknown here. So if there's another way for us to reduce this unknown here, that will be much better. So in other words here, actually the easiest way will be just writing this as 35 minus x, right? That is the number of girls. Okay, so this is number of girls will be the whole class minus of the number of boys. That's the number of girls. Then from here, what we could generate is, we know that the total number of apples, so number of apples, total apples, right? Total number of apples distributed is less than 60 apples. It's less than 60 apples. So this case here, what we're going to do is actually just going to calculate the number of apples in terms of x, because now we have x, right? So we know that x is essentially 2 apples here. So 2 apples per boy. So in other words, for boys, what we get is 2 multiplied by the number of boys. And girls were given 1 apple each. So this one will just be number of girls. Okay, so this will be less than 60. Okay, so total number of apples is actually 2x. So you can write this down. I think just write this down as 2x plus 35 minus x. Okay. You could also, so I'm just going to simplify this by using algebra. So it's x plus 35. After which you could just write total number of oranges. We do the same thing. So number of oranges, we got 1 orange for each boy. So it's x plus 2 oranges, which is actually 35 minus x. So this would just be 70 minus x. Okay, and that's pretty okay. Then after which, now this is a bit so what we're going to use inequality. We know that x plus 35, which is number of apples distributed, is actually x plus 35 is less than 60. So in other words, if you subtract 35 from both sides, so 60 minus 35, that will be 25. So we know that maximally x can be 24. Okay, you can't equals to 25, but you could be 24. Now, so the question is the minimum number of oranges. So hence, minimum number of oranges is this has to be max. Okay, so if this is the number of oranges, in order for it to be minimum, x has to be the maximum, right? So hence, minimum number of oranges occurs when x is max. Okay, occurs when x. So hence, mean number of oranges will just be which is this is x equals 24. So it's 70 minus 24. So that will be which is 46. Okay, so this is how we do this question here proficiently. Now, if you have any question at all, please let us know, and keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next question.